We're in.
And we're back. We're back. On to our next review, I think. So, just for those of you who are catching up, I'm Ali, special guest, Fergan Cairns on the stream. We just finished our review of Mafia: The Old Country. Going to get set up with Final Fantasy X, or Final Fantasy X. Released in 2001, Final Fantasy X tells the story of a star blitzball player, Tidus, I think. Was that his name? Tidus?
So close.
Tidus. Yeah.
Tidus.
Who journeys with a young and beautiful summoner named Yuna on her quest to save the world of Spyra from an endless cycle of destruction wrought by the colossal menace Sin. And I remember, I was part of some of these games when I was younger, and I remember you telling me about the most epic Final Fantasy, and I went out to try and buy it, and you gave me the wrong fucking number. And I bought this absolute piece of shit Final Fantasy. I cannot remember which one it was, but it was terrible. And then you were like, and I for years rallied you for this, and then you were like, oh no, you played the wrong one the whole time. And then I played the one that you gave me, and it was great.
Yeah, I think it was this one actually, because I never
It might actually played one of these, yeah. Cool, sweet. Who's wants to kick off the review?
The other one's just for lore, AJ.
I spent like 40 hours on it. It was terrible. Everything about it was terrible. And I was a really bad player. So it took me twice as long as an average player to get anywhere near through it. Anyway, who's kicking off?
So, yeah, I'm the only one who's played this one. Kez, I don't know if you played bits of it back in the day like I had. But I basically decided... Like, I've always heard this game's like an all-timer, an incredible game, and I went, do you know what, I'm going to finally, like, sit down and play through it, basically, because it's meant to be one of the best, like, people say it's one of the best, their favourite games of all time. And I have to say it lives up to the hype. This is an awesome game. It's got, critics have praised it, like, for emotional depth, landmark in RPG history, all that. It's the 10th entry, as the X insinuates, the main character. No, this is going to throw you, Ali. It's pronounced Tidus, officially.
Tidus? What?
Yeah. Everyone, for 20 years I've been calling him Tidus. This year, found out, Tidus.
I thought it was Tidus, or Tidus?
Not Tidus, definitely not Tidus.
Does he not say his name in the game? Does nobody say his name in the whole...
Well, no, because it's the kind of first one where you, like, create, like, it's not create a character, but you can rename everyone, if you like. So they don't actually say his name, but, like, canonically he's Tidus.
Well, so you can type it in, and it's
so
like, Penis Breath is talking, you know, like...
genuinely, that, like, it's just to try and give you more ownership, I think.
I see, okay.
But, wait, hold on, I'll get the gameplay up.
Yeah, get the gameplay footage going so we can see it.
You can...
Maybe it'll jog my memory.
I might actually...
I love this gameplay.
This is just I've put audio on here. It might be quite... it'll just be in the background, but just for the music at the start, because the music at the start is incredible. It's kind of weird. So, in this game, the music is very much...
Is it copyright?
No, it's alright. It's Final Fantasy. It's okay. It's gameplay. But, like, the music in this, right, is very much more, like, kind of mellow, slow, and, like, has emotional beats in it, whereas the kind of Final Fantasy VII stuff, so I'm just going on a tangent here, is more, like, kind of uplifting. Whereas now, whenever I hear this, it gets me, like, teary, basically, every time I hear this theme song that's playing that you two can't hear right now. But anyway, core
I'm going to unmute it for a second, just so I can hear.
Yeah. So, core gameplay loop of this, like, it's kind of the first Final Fantasy to have combat that wasn't active, I believe. So it's like Pokemon style combat where rock, paper, scissors, sort of this person is vulnerable to this, and like this monster would be vulnerable to another element or whatever. So flying monsters, they're better with the throwing weapons, for example. In terms of other gameplay elements, the camera is probably the thing that hasn't stood the test of time the best. You get a lot of janky angles where, like, it's like tank.
What is it about cameras from that era? Every game from that era had terrible camera systems. Every single one of them. And this is from an era of games I did actually play. Every single one of them had terrible camera controls.
It was just the limitations at the time, basically. It's what that comes down to. But outside of that, the progression system's a bit different. It's like a sphere grid. I'd show it in this footage at some point. But basically, you've got this giant grid where you just jump from node to node, and each character levels up differently. based on that. And they go through it, and you could actually theoretically see if you start in one corner of the grid with one character and the other character's at the bottom right in the other corner, you could theoretically get the character from the top left all the way down and get any ability from the other character, like that the other characters have as well. So it's like a really different. You'll see it in the visual when it pops up when I load my save there.
There's something really nice and nostalgic about seeing graphics from this era again.
Yeah.
Like really takes me back. Yeah. Do you know they're pretty good actually for when did this come out? 2000?
2001. This has got an HD like coat of paint
yeah, I was
on
gonna
it.
say.
But,
This is pretty good, I have to say.
yeah, it's awesome. Other gameplay systems, exploration, surprisingly fun. It can be a little bit grindy with like running into encounters like that Pokemon style, like when you're running through the long grass and randomly an encounter will appear. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I hate that, yeah.
Which eventually you can get a bit of equipment that
Get out of
stops
my
that
way.
from happening. The puzzles don't age amazingly in the game when you're going into different aspects. There's some really good ideas there, but again, janky camera angles, kind of old controls and stuff like make it a little bit more difficult, you know. Then the abilities as equipment is cool. Lots of variety in the looks. So like the abilities and stuff that you can get would be like your moves and stuff in combat. The equipment, each sword looks different. Each bit of weaponry looks different. The armor always stays exactly the same, but the weapons change. Then in terms of accessibility and stuff, there wasn't really. So this is the sphere grid here in the gameplay footage that I was talking about. So you just can move along. Like you earn these spheres, then you can earn different stat points or abilities, etc. And you can move through it in that way. It's a really different way of doing it at the time, rather than just you get XP, add a point to your level sort of stuff, which is what usually happens in an RPG, you know. So what works well? The art style ages well, like you were saying, Ali, for a game that's 25 plus years old.
Yeah, it looks great.
The soundtrack is incredible, like amazing. I like some of the tunes have made it into like a playlist for me because it's just that good, like really really good music.
Final Fantasy's always had quite a strong, like
Yeah.
even the one that I played, I'm pretty sure I had an epic soundtrack. I wish I could remember which one it was. There's so many of them.
I think it's
It's the
the
same kind of vibe as like Kingdom Hearts.
yeah exactly, it's exactly the same. It's the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
composer,
it
I
is,
think,
yeah.
Nobu Uematsu. Yeah, like so, like you can see the sphere grid's massive there as well.
Yeah.
Then
Is that so? That's Sphere Grid. Is that for leveling up, or is that like
that's
your
leveling
map?
up? You could technically, if you grind it, you could fill that entire thing up and become like godly powerful. Like it's crazy how much progression you can do just from that, and it's just like a slightly different way to do it than the normal, you know, which was interesting. Pacing of the game's awesome, the story awesome. When it falls short, there's a couple of skill checks in it that effectively force you to go and grind, and then you have to kind of do battles like this over and over and over, and like, but in a way that's good because it encourages you to try and find like the what they call celestial weapons, like extra curricular activities that make you more powerful. Which by the end of it, I was like, oh, that was actually worthwhile. But see, at first when you're trying to earn that stuff, it can be quite grindy, and then some of it gets locked behind other skill checks, which make it like almost impossible.
At least this is coming from the days before you had to pay
yeah
to skip these sort of things.
Yeah, exactly.
So actually, I didn't mind back in these days. I didn't mind the grind that much because there was no shortcut. You just had to do it,
Well,
unless you like bought a cheat book or something.
Well, there's one challenge, for example, that earns you one of the celestial weapons where you have to dodge a bolt of lightning 200 times in a row without getting hit. And it's literally like there's a flash on the screen, you have to click X, but the timing's so difficult to get that like it's just that's one of the other fallbacks is some of the mini games and challenges are unreasonably difficult. Like that one, unbelievably difficult. There's a chocobo race where like you have to get you don't get hit by these fucking annoying seagulls that fly down and try to smack you, and you have to try and like so every time you pick up a balloon when you're racing this person, it takes like 3 seconds off your time. And you have to get your time to 0 to like complete the challenge completely, and it's like the most frustrating thing ever. Like the guy that I watch him from Kind of Funny Games, Snowbike Mike, he did a playthrough of this. if you get a chance, go and watch him doing the chocobo stuff, because like you just see him being like, oh my god, what is happening? Like, yeah, like I said,
Sounds
the
like
janky camera
you
as
just
well.
need to get good.
Yeah, oh, I did it. I completed it, and I was like livid afterwards, because it was so frustrating. Janky camera would be the only other con.
So it looks to me in this, it looks really quite like open plan and open world. Like the janky cam for me in those days, the worst bits were where you were going through like a cave or something.
Yeah,
and you just couldn't turn the camera because it would just pan out through the wall of a cave if you did it wrong. But is it still that bad?
The camera's in a set place. You saw there, it like changes perspective depending on where you're running, which some points of the game is like wild that's where they chose to put the camera sort of thing. And
so you can't change it.
No,
you can't pan the camera.
It's like it pans with where you move.
Oh, that's very annoying.
So but it's just, again, I think what you're seeing in the footage now is what this game's quite famous for is Blitzball. And this is basically like the main mini game of this. That's effectively like netball, but in a big sphere of water, and so difficult to play. If they ever did a remake of this game, this would be awesome. Like, if they could make this really, really fun. In terms of kind of showcasing that, yeah, Blitzball kind of covered that. I think I'm probably good to go on to like kind of deeper critiques and stuff. Like this game.
Yeah, I'm just quite enjoying watching the Blitzball surface in the background. Yeah,
it's so difficult to play. The story in this game is 10 out of 10 amazing. It's incredible. Like,
give us a quick rundown of.
I don't want to spoil it. I know it's a 25-year-old game and you could get spoilers really easily, but this is a game that is worth playing for the narrative. You
don't need to give us the spoilers, just an overview of what's happening.
Yeah, so like I said in the blurb, Tidus Star Blitzball player appears in Spira and travels with the summoner unit to defeat this monster called Sin, right?
Yeah.
I don't want it. It's really hard to go into details of the story because, like, even from the start, there's twists and turns that really throw you off, and you don't really know what's going on. And you're like, I don't get that. But
are there different story pathways you can take, or is it one set story?
Single story. You follow it through. I
kind of rate that.
Games don't do enough
like
anymore,
that.
you know?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, if I was playing a game to like 100% it, I quite like knowing that. I don't know. I feel like some games these days you just can't 100% anymore. Well, you can't for loads of them. And I don't know. I kind of like the olden days where, like, fair enough, there was only 20 hours of gameplay, but it was really good.
Yeah, no, it's so I think this is like quite a long game as well. It's like 40 hours or something like that to play through it all, but that's including some grinding and stuff. You can get it done in 25 if you're really lucky. I personally usually struggle with turn-based games, but this narrative really kept me engaged.
That's what I was going to ask is, what's your opinion on the turn-based combat? Because that's usually what puts me off.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it, really.
So once you get used to it, because it's like more Pokemon style, and you could, like, this is the type of game, Cairns, that, like, see if you've got other stuff going on, you can play it while you're doing other stuff because it's turn-based.
Yeah.
Which I actually found really, really, really good. So, like, if someone's text you at the same time, you can stop, text, get on with it. Someone's talking to you, stop, text. The story pulls it through. The story's, honestly, I can't commend it enough with the twists, the turns, the world, the lore. It's just all incredible, and it keeps you guessing the entire time, and really, really hits home with some of the emotional beats and everything. Like, amazing story. Honestly, this game, like, just on that game, is like, even despite the turn-based combat, which is like expanded Pokemon Rock Paper Scissors thing where there's different options and stuff, like I said, this game is a masterpiece, all-time great, 10 out of 10. Like, it's honestly that good, despite being 25 years old and what comes with those problems. I would recommend it to anyone to play. Like, if you're up for like getting into a deep story, like, that you're willing to sink a bit of time into, it's awesome. And you can obviously the save point system's not great, but if this is the main thing you're playing, you can put it in rest mode and stuff and just jump in.
Yeah,
wherever,
you have to find.
Yeah, it's like you have to find an orb to save it, but that's 10
that's challenge. Wait, so you can't just press start and hit save?
No, it's before you could do that.
That's to encourage you to play So you find so you're not stopping halfway through like a
Yeah, so you don't
major.
so you don't like save it before fail and go straight back and then just go back and change it. It's an old game sort of thing, you know. It was like a limitation at the time too, where you had to get to specific save points.
It's on it's on PS2 though, isn't it? I'm pretty sure in
Only in some.
PS2 you could do
This
that.
was, this was early PS2. This was like this is the first 3D Final Fantasy game. Before that, they were all kind of top down. This is the first one that looked like this. This was a massive leap technologically.
I see.
But the checkpointing's pretty generous, to be honest. Like before each boss fight, there will be a thing there, so you're not likely to die and go back 10 hours or something like that. Like as long as you save every time you see one, you'll be all right. I forgot to say, like they have
probably something. Yeah,
they have.
no, sorry.
So Final Fantasy obviously has summons as like part of its selling point, part of its lore. The summons in this really easy to do. It's just one character, the summoner, that can do it, and they're called Aeons in this, whereas in others they're called. I can't even remember. I always forget what they're all called. I think outside of that, I would love this to get a Final Fantasy VII style remake. I think that would go a long way. I'm kind of torn between whether it should be turn-based still, because the turn-based stuff in this is really good, actually, and quite engaging. But I would like the live actions. I think it would benefit a lot from the live action one, but that's kind of like, I'm 50-50 on that. And then they could fix the camera, which would be my biggest complaint. They could fix the camera problems. But yeah, I'd recommend it to anyone. And if you're in the mood for a story, it's great, you know?
It could be done. Like, I mean, there's good games with turn-based combat. I have to admit, I never really liked the Pokemon ones that much. But the South Park games, they were pretty good.
Yeah, I did enjoy them.
I'm with you on that, Kieran. So I still think the sort of open plan combat's better.
Yeah,
It's a slog after a while. Turn-based combat.
yeah. See, when you're watching, what annoys me, I think, is that I get impatient watching. Like if they're attacking me and they're getting hit, and I'm like, you little. I'm like, I want to come straight back, and then I have to wait for someone else to take their turn, and I'm just sat there, just like. And then doing that over and over, it grinds me up.
I would say give it a try, kid. Honestly, see, as a narrative, honestly give it a try, because
Well, I enjoyed. Which one was it? The one with that you start on the train.
7. That's 7.
Is that 7? Yeah. I enjoyed that, but I never finished it.
Yeah, the 7 remake's a bit funny because it it goes a little bit skew with at the end of the story, because it's like trying to have the original Final Fantasy VII story, but also has this weird kind of angle to it too, which by the end of it was like, I have no idea what's going on. Like I don't know what just happened.
Yeah.
Like and that
Is Final Fantasy VII the guy with the blonde spiky hair?
Yeah, Cloud.
And and the big guy with the
Barrett,
machine arm.
Yeah.
I think that's the one I played.
Oh really? That would be the old version then, because the remake.
No, that was the good one. I remember. I think it was like Final Fantasy IV or something was the first one that you'd.
No, 10,
or the one that
10
I bought.
was the first one that I played.
I can't remember. It was so long ago.
I think it was 12 you got, and I tried 12, and I was like, oh yeah, no, I don't know about this. Like, but yeah, no, yeah, that's all I've got to say on that game. I just wanted to make sure I did a review on it because it was so good, honestly, so good. I was so pleasantly surprised. You know,
You're going for 10 out of 10. Yeah.
yeah, 10 out of 10, 100%. This
Nice.
is like, if I made like a top 10 games of all time, this would actually slot in there. Like,
So you don't think there's anything that could improve this game?
not at the time, not when it was made. I think if they did a remake, camera angles, save points, and maybe having the option to do like live combat, that would be my wishes. But I think taking this as what it is, as a 25-year-old game,
Yeah, fair.
this is as perfect as you can get.
Yeah, fair.
Have they ever done that before? Have they ever taken a game that's
Final Fantasy 7.
turn-based combat and then changed it?
Final Fantasy 7.
Oh, right. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I've not played the new one.
No, it's really good actually. They've split that into 3 parts as well. Whereas I think if they did a remake of this, you could just have it as one thing and expand a couple of bits, etc. But it wouldn't. It would be more like design choice with the combat and everything that the people would have to make. You know.
Nice. Shall we wrap it up there? Go for a break?
Yep, have a quick break. Video outro. Thank you for watching, and see you soon.